Okay.
But yeah, we gotta do some animations for each character. They're winning stuff, they're doing well animations, they're doing badly animations, they're win animation, they're lose animation.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we are live.
Alrighty, I'll reload the page on the tablet, make sure it loads up correctly. And I'll turn off my microphone so I can listen. Some sound seems to be coming through.
Yay. Wait, it is? Hold on.
Yeah, I'm turning on my mic and off so that I don't echo.
Mm.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
So I've got the stream over here and the chat over there.
TTE. I deal with the other palettes so much, I need to make sure I don't misspell palette. Pallets of the shipping variety.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, palette. The painting palette is P-A-L-E-T-T-E.
Yep.
The shipping variety is P-A-L-E-T-E? P-A-L-L-E-T? Yeah, P-A-L-L-E-T, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the top of the mouth, the roof of the mouth, is P-A-L-A-T-E.
Yeah. You can't win.
Yeah.
The English language is a fickle thing.
Mm-hmm.
If it ain't vowel shifts messing you up, it's just idiots who decided to spell different things, with the same word in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Eh.
Let's see,
Reminds
set
me.
this chat always on top.
There was one video of someone talking about with how they pronounce caramel, and he was like,
Oh, yeah.
I pronounce it like caramel, and I understand you see an A on there, but look at this word. Well, no, wait. He's like, but you have to understand the English language is a fickle thing. And then case in point, he put in the word kernel, and he's like, is
Yeah,
that
C-O-L-O-N-E-L.
colonel? No, it's
Yeah.
kernel.
But yeah, I would also probably look at the origins of those words because I remember seeing a YouTube short on the origin of the word colonel
Mm-hmm.
and lieutenant and why it's spelled like in Canada we pronounce it lieutenant but we spell it L-I-E-F, lieutenant.
Huh.
Actually, wait, maybe we say it lieutenant too.
Hmm.
Now that I think about it, it's been a long time since I was in cadets.
Yeah.
But yeah, we definitely spell it lieutenant. But yeah, L-I-E-F tenant. But yeah, the military words are particularly bad for that. What's even worse is the way you're supposed to speak so that you sound good phonetically over the radio.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're doing numbers, there's a very specific way that you say numbers, certain numerals, and like what I remember most clearly was that like the point, like if you want to say 3.4, you say 3 decimal 4, and you have to really like emphasize the decimal when you say it.
Oh my goodness. That just sounds like a nightmare and a half.
Yeah, but yeah, the reason you have to do it is because radio quality, audio quality over radio isn't good, so you have to compensate with your own voice.
I hope the visuals don't look too messed up. I'm trying to see comments too.
Okay. Yeah, I've got the chat window always on top on my screen, and I've got the stream itself always visible on my tablet,
Actually, I might
and I have
just.
Pencil 2D open on my side to try and do a little animation while you do.
Like to think. He has a long sort of jaw thing here going.
Yeah, he's got a very tall face. What I'm gonna do is make an animation layer, call it just the head part there, and pull the color with the
It's a
eyedropper
long,
tool.
drawn out nose.
Hmm. The mustache kind of covers the nose a little bit,
Yeah,
or at least it draws attention away from the nose.
right.
The color be labeled Byron skin tone. And get rid of all the default colors.
Maybe start off with like a mustache like this.
I would start it in one of the extreme positions and then have it like slowly curl in and out as he's laughing. Like it's never gonna look particularly normal. And of course it'll like droop way down to the floor if he's doing badly.
Kind
Oh,
of
right, I gotta
taking
share this
some
too.
inspiration from Bust a Move in a sense, then having the wacky
Okay.
characters, you know,
Yeah.
do their
Yeah.
things.
Bust a Move and Puzzle Fighter and Panel de Pon
Hmm.
and possibly even Pokemon Puzzle Challenge.
Hmm.
Wait, no, they didn't have animations in that one. Yeah, I think I want to say Panel de Pon had the most expressive animations, but I need to go back and look at that again. Either Panel de Pon or Super Puzzle Fighter.
Like this, he's looking up a little.
Yeah. And of course there will be sparkles sparkling around him when he's doing well too,
Hmm.
because it's all about that opulence, that giving off the sense that he's like rich and uh savvy.
There's like little patches of UC skin. He's balding a little,
Yeah,
but
just a little bit, just at the beginning.
gosh, it's been too long since I've drawn people. Things have just been crazy. Anyway, he's standing upright because
should probably turn off my mic while I'm typing.
It's alright. I don't really hear it.
All right.
Maybe have it a little, the bow tie a little bit neater. But the tie part of the bow tie. Probably always has his hand in his pocket, almost like he's making sure he has money in his pocket or something, or he's keeping track of
Yeah,
time.
it was either. I was thinking either one hand in his pocket all the time, or one hand on his briefcase, like he never drops his briefcase, and the other hand does everything else.
Maybe the mustache does everything.
Hmm. I don't know.
I
We've
would
already got
believe.
the guy with the beard with his painting. The guy who paints with his beard.
Ah,
I kind of want the mustache to just be an extension of his emotions.
although he might be so spoiled, he doesn't really do much with his. He doesn't do much with hand gestures. He lets his money do the talking.
Yeah, maybe. But then that would mean like I imagine then like he wouldn't actually do the painting when you're competing. Instead, he would just hire someone else to do it.
Right.
He would hire someone else, and which means we'd have to come up with another character,
Just have
Byron's lackey or something.
the lackey's just covered by shadow.
Of one of the faceless lackeys who's just yeah the face is the top half of the face is covered in shadow, so they're basically they have no identity. They have no identity of their own. Just Byron's lackey. But yeah, I also like I imagine him holding the briefcase with one hand and painting with the other.
Just as an idea, the lackey's just a person with a mask. And they could be both Byron and Selma's lackey. They could only afford one lackey.
They yeah okay, so they give off the impression of wealth, but they're not wealthy.
Yeah,
They're just very bad with their, or rather, they have wealth, but they're wasteful with it.
right. The lackey would probably be someone who has like a $sign mask. Their body's probably covered up,
So as
but
much of yeah, as much of the lackey's identity is covered up as possible. So a mask over the lower half of the face, shadows over the upper half of the face, maybe a hat or something to cover up their hair.
well, I was just thinking a body like thing,
A Zentai suit.
almost like a full body suit, and
Yeah, like a suit, like one of those suits that you wear on stage when you're supposed to represent something that isn't there.
right.
Like if you're, yeah, like if you're uh, I don't know, if you're moving a cloud across the sky, then you wear a blue Zentai suit over a blue background and you hold a cloud above your head, and people don't see you unless they're really looking for you, but you can basically walk around invisible on stage. I think they're also called Zentai suits because they form the basis of the skin tight suits for like Power Rangers types of shows.
Mm.
So yeah, Zentai suit could work.
Like this.
Yeah. Then, if Byron is losing, he could like put his suitcase down, open it up, and start throwing money at frantically throwing money at the Zentai suit.
Yeah. There we go. The lackey.
And the Zentai suit guy and the lackey would just be like he'd be flinching from getting hit with money. He wouldn't be fainting any better, he'd just be flinching from getting hit with money and distracted. Gotta be careful. This doesn't get too silly though.
Oh, come on.
I feel like we'll use up all of our silly on these too.
Oh, there's plenty of silly. Hold up.
Yeah.
Look at this cast.
Lots of ideas to spread around between these characters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was afraid that we'd use up all our silly on Hot Dog Guy too.
I mean, there's lots of silly to go around. I think the copycatters will be just like, we could even put in some of the AI thing there. They're just,
Yeah, another bad guy that's just like a crypto bro,
yeah,
a crypto bro trying to use AI to win the contest.
while pretending to be a legitimate artist and literally
Yeah.
fishing from the main character's art style.
Hmm. Like they could even be pretending to paint, but they'd be using the wrong end of the paintbrush.
Right. Like, the more
Hmm.
serious characters would be maybe the Master Paintbrush with a dash of silly.
Yeah,
Uh,
everyone's a little bit silly.
yeah, the Child Prodigy and the Cyclops. I think those
Yeah,
are gonna be the more serious-ish ones.
yeah, yeah. That have a bit more sincerity to them.
Yeah, but we've got to do things to make them still just...
Yeah,
Master
they are
Paintbrush
part of
will
a
just
silly
have a
cast.
sentient beard that brushes the paint.
Yeah. The prehensile beard.
Mm-hmm. The kid, well, we'll figure out something with that.
Yeah.
And the Cyclops, just the whole insomnia, just she's like,
Yeah,
hold on,
we figured that out. Yeah.
I need coffee to function.
I'm suddenly reminded. I want to say there was an old Jim Carrey movie. I think it was called Me, Myself, and Irene. I'm not sure if that's the right one, but yeah, they advertised it with a scene of just someone falling asleep while driving. I'm suddenly reminded of that.
Vector layer. Oh, that is no too thin. We are going with thick lines here.
Ooh, there's a paintbrush emoji. Oh, I'm just updating my Discord status to link to your channel. Let's stack with very random butterfly. Hmm. What have you got currently for 2D animation?
I've got this. I do have Pencil 2D, but I like the brush feel of this.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
Clip Studio Paint has animation.
does have
I keep.
animation, but
Okay.
what I do is do this by layer.
Okay. So you compress the layers into a GIF?
I compress the layers into, um, well, its own image
Of
and
it.
then go from there. And
Oh,
then
okay.
animate it frame by frame in a video editor.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was gonna say like GIMP has a thing where you could turn layers or layer groups into frames of a GIF. Um, but it's it's a little complicated to it's more difficult to use than Pencil 2D. Pencil 2D is the easiest for raster graphics. I haven't found what's the easiest for vector graphics yet. I want to say Synfig Studio, but like there's a couple software packages kind of competing for it. It's either Synfig Studio or maybe OpenTunes if I can get it to work the way it used to on my PC.
Hmm.
Like I feel like OpenTunes ought to be the easiest because it has auto keying on by default, so uh, I can work within it really easily. But Synfig Studio has the precision of like everything has a number attached to it, and you can edit the numbers if you want that extra precision.
Hmm.
So I really want to get into both of those. You kind of get a glimpse of what he looks like if he's clean shaven.
Hmm.
Oh, right. I wanted to cut a clip. Give me a sec here. All right, caught back up again.
All right.
I really wanted to remember to cut a particular clip before I forget.
Hmm.
Just the clip of us talking about running out of silly
Hmm.
and getting a little glimpse of the of all the other characters.
Yeah. Honestly, there's not going to be a situation where we run out of silly. We will make it to where it's spaghetti that sticks to the wall kind of situation. If it doesn't work, just throw some more. One of them will.
These are really good characters, though. They really spark a lot of ideas.
Hmm. I do like the idea of a someone working in the background like a henchman,
Yeah.
and it just has the most absurd poses and whatnot.
The Chad walk poses, the arms flailing everywhere,
Yeah.
but while painting. Everything he does is basically painting on the orders of Byron or Selma.
Sort of reminds me of this one video I saw on Twitter once where they were talking about how in the US people feel like they need to have a mask that shows the face for emotions and whatnot. And then they used a clip from a Japanese show. I don't know which one it was in particular, but this one guy was hand washing his clothes, and then he noticed next to him there was a washer, and he was just staring at it like, huh. Meanwhile, he's wearing this Power Ranger esque suit, mask and all. You can't see his face, and you're seeing the emotions just from the body language alone.
Yeah.
And the camera zooms in on him like he's like, well, I feel stupid.
I'm also kind of reminded of Zentai dating, which is, I don't know if it was a trend that sort of ran out or if it's still a thing that goes on, but it's um, you go on a date, but you're both wearing Zentai suits so that you can't see who you you don't get you don't get to look at who you're dating directly.
Mm-hmm.
All you see is this like very opaque colored suit, and apparently the suit is um like the head part of the suit is just thin enough that you could drink drinks through it, so you could go out for wine and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the only thing you know about the person you're dating is the shape of their body and the sound of their voice.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe if they wear glasses. I'm not sure if the glasses go on over or under the suit.
One would hope that it just
Yeah.
comedically looks
I
over.
mean, I'm guessing it's not like I'm guessing that that service isn't exactly cheap, so the people who could afford to do it are the people who could probably afford contact lenses or something.
Mm-hmm. Context. I feel like after the pandemic was a thing, I'm just like, no, I'm not fiddling with these anymore. Then I realized how much cheaper it was to not really do that anyway, so it's like,
Yeah.
I'm paying myself by not
Yeah.
doing so.
When I first got on Aish, I had contacts for a while, but they were with my absent-mindedness, like even if I could afford contact lenses, with my absent-mindedness, I would probably like well, I had options, and like if I were to try them again, I'd probably try the ones that you just leave in for a month and they just sort of dissolve.
Mm.
Like you never take them out. You don't take them out at night. You just leave them in and they dissolve over the course of a month.
Hmm.
I think those are the least economical though, because
Ah.
like there's three kinds. There's the ones that you discard every day. Those are the least economical.
Mhm.
Like at least as far as I remember, I might remember them wrong, but yeah, they sound the least economical.
Right.
The ones you dispose of every day. Then there's the ones that you dispose of every 2 weeks, but you have to take them out every day so that you could put them into cleaning solution. And then there's the ones that you put in once, you leave them in until they dissolve.
And there's the month
And then
one. I had the month-long one.
oh, okay. So there's the ones that you take out every day but replace every month?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, when I couldn't afford new contact lenses or yeah, when I couldn't afford new contact lenses, I would try and extend the use of the ones I had a
Mm-hmm.
little bit. But I don't think I kept them in for like I don't think I used the same ones for more than say 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
They would eventually start to feel really weird.
Right.
And yeah,
Once that
being someone who
calcium
likes
starts
video
to,
games,
form and all that.
being someone who likes video games, I don't want to mess with my eyes too much.
Mm-hmm.
I've still got promo to do. Let's quote post this with on the screenshot that I took. pictures. Shots and the latest one. Yeah, that's the one. P-A-L-E-T-T-E.
Yep. See, it's really easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
Too many things have palette in it, and it's spelled just so differently across each one.
Mm-hmm. Is Byron Staunton one of two siblings? His sister is Selma Staunton, and they believe that the best paintings are the ones they commission.
There we go. What do you think?
Looking dapper.
Nice, cleaner version of the concept.
Yeah. He's looking a lot more dignified. This is before he loses his cool in
Yep.
the actual competition.
Should we draw the henchman to the side of this?
Yeah. Yeah. The henchman should probably be in front. He'll be standing behind watching the painting getting made and like
No, we're gonna paint this with green later.
Mhm.
Or, it could be one of those things where the mask displays something different depending on the mood. Maybe normal, it's money, but if he's shocked or whatnot, it's an exclamation point.
Yeah. Let's see, they'll be standing back during the
Like this.
competitions and watching a henchman of theirs do the actual painting. During the competitions, during the actual competitions, they'll be standing back. They'll be standing back, watching a henchman of theirs do the actual painting.
And we could save on animation by just having the same stock animation for this guy.
Yeah.
Good to get a concept out, at least.
So what is their deal again? They're more about buying and selling.
Right.
They're more about the trade of more about trading.
We gotta have maybe a nickname for this character here.
Hmm.
Hinchy.
I was thinking like maybe Brushy or something, because he's the one that holds the brush.
Hmm.
Hence, you would seem a bit, um, like I want to say they probably have a bunch of different henchmen for different tasks.
Ah.
So there'd be the hench that brings them coffee. There'd be the hench that holds the paintbrush. There'd be the hench that takes their jacket, and a different hench to take their hats.
But if they're having the appearance of wealth, I'd like to think this henchman is the only one.
Yeah, the same one. They'll refer to him. They'll refer to him by different names, and he'll just, I don't know, put on a different mask to reflect the role, maybe.
Maybe. The suit stays the same regardless.
Yeah, yeah.
And he had to pay for the suit. Might go into a rant saying, I had to pay for my suit and I have to dry clean it.
Yeah.
And that's not deductible.
Maybe make a reference to like, do you know how difficult it is to get a date in this?
Yeah. You know how difficult it is to go to the bathroom in this. Proportions be darned because this character's just gonna be a squishy marshmallow of a character.
Yeah, very adaptable. That's why they hired him.
Yep. Able to be seen and heard. And also not seen and heard, depending on the price.
All right, made a hefty quote. Made a hefty quote. Quote skeet. Skeets is what they're called on Blue Sky.
Huh. Let's
I guess like Sky tweets. And did I quote this one too? No, I didn't. I should do that. Quote. And let me drag that image into there.
Alright. I like how this is turning out. Pretty simple character design.
Yeah.
Like, anytime this henchman's room is displayed in any way, it's just a small little closet area with a little futon and just a wall of different masks. Some of them look like faces, some of them just look like dishes. Like, this is the dishwashing one.
Yeah, yeah. So they look like they're rolls.
Hmm.
Some of them just have like exclamation points
There might be like
or question marks.
a necktie to make it look like he's wearing some kind of suit.
A mask with a necktie underneath.
Yep. Or maybe
When
a
he has to,
chauffeur suit. It's just a jacket and a tie.
yeah. One mask with just like no, a mask with each of Byron and Selma's faces on it, so when he has to stand in for one of them.
Hmm. Yep. And he's the punching bag for.
Yeah.
And he gets berated if he's not acting like the respected one. Like, these are eccentric people who are very, very much so full of themselves. Henchie for Henchy.
Henchy. Yeah. Yeah, that works.
Like, anytime he writes his name, he'll have a heart over the I. It's the simple
See,
things in life.
yeah. I'm wondering if we have a document. I'm sure we started a document somewhere on like character canons. I have to write Henchy in there.
Henchy is a must. No, we're not doing this for every frame on the, forefront, but might as well for, like, getting the base started.
Mhm. Let's see, that's a character doc for too many. Character design guide and animations. No, no. Hmm. Okay, it's not on this folder. Is it in that folder? Hmm. It might be on your. No, wait. If it was on yours, I'm guessing you probably would have shared it with me.
Mm-hmm. I haven't really done anything with,
I know we wrote down the details of these characters somewhere. Maybe it was in a plain text file.
hmm. Probably in a weird spot.
Yeah, I'll have to find it later.
Nothing else would create another one, and then we realize, ah,
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised we mostly remembered these details, but they are pretty unique.
mm-hmm. Simple yet very cartoonish characters.
Hmm.
On a random note, any progress with the Jailbreak album or no?
Yeah, just a couple of songs in. I wanted to try and I wanted to try and write down what I thought of each song somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
but no, I've just kind of been passively listening.
All right.
I'm starting to recognize that distinct drum beat
Mm-hmm.
or the distinct like the way they go into their songs.
Mm-hmm. Like they have a really specific sound.
Yeah. I still haven't gotten up to the boys are back in town yet.
Yeah.
I'm almost kind of dreading getting to there because that'll be that'll probably be the song that I recognize.
Mm-hmm. Eh, there's still more songs in there that are really good though. Um,
Oh, yeah, I don't doubt it.
but
Yeah, but like you said, the Romeo and the Lonely Girl was yeah, so far the weakest one that I've heard.
mm-hmm. By default, but it's okay.
Mhm. It's nice though that it like tells a story.
Yeah.
I don't hear many songs like that.
Mm-hmm. Angel from the Coast does a little bit of that as well.
All right.
I think compared to that song, I think I like Angel from the Coast a little bit better just because it has a very fun little guitar riff that it does. And then Emerald, you can really hear the Irish roots of the band. It sounds
Okay.
very Irish.
Clip Studio has a pretty nice a nice fill tool. It looks like you don't have to completely close off your shapes.
That's another reason why I like it.
Mm.
It has really, it saves a lot of time.
Kind of a smart fill tool.
hmm And that's one thing I'm dreading if I have to change software. I can't go back to not having this.
Having to close your shapes.
Yep. I mean, it's not perfect,
Hmm.
but it's there.
So the animation that I'm going to do is is going to turn out very rough, especially compared to your work. But it might just give off the essence, the right essence of silliness
hmm
that we're going for. Yeah, this is looking all right. A 20 frame per second animation. So I could save that as a GIF.
Closing any gaps.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's not. Well, we don't have to focus on things like shading. I think shading might take a little too much.
Oh yeah. I feel like if we do like a little bit of shading might be okay, like one line of dark and one line of light. But if we do anything more than that, then I feel like we're taking away from the cartoon aspect,
Mm-hmm.
the cartoonish aspect. And of course, when you get into really intricate shading, then I feel like it'd be best done using 3D software, using Blender or something
Mm.
to do 3D models. Like there's some like really intricate looking 2D art out there, like Sakimi-chan that I see out there that looks very thoroughly shaded to the point where like I feel like it really might as well be done with 3D models. It looks like a 3D model almost.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now for the fun part, the mustache twirl. Or the mustache curl, which I'm going to start out all curled up here. Actually, wait, I should probably pick a thinner line thickness. I really ought to match the I really ought to match the thickness of your lines. Although I hear that using a variable line thickness can make for an interesting style too. All right,
A little bit better
eyedropper
than the
this
original.
color.
Well, a lot better.
Yeah. So this is this will be like
Clean.
this is how they look at you before you start competing.
Mm-hmm. I think this would be more promotional material worthy.
Yeah. Like there's nothing that looks bad here.
Mm-hmm.
Like neither the first nor the second. The second definitely has cleaner lines and stuff, but the first one has that comedic appeal.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first one is where you get to see how they really are, where the second one is they're trying to look their best.
Right.
Yeah. I got 15 frames in to an animation during this time. That's only on one layer too.
Hmm.
It's time-consuming work, but it always feels worth it once it's done.
Mm-hmm. I still need to work on that one little animation that I had started with the running characters.
Yeah, I wonder how that's gonna turn out.
Because the first part of it, let's see. It's all going to be shadows pretty much, if not still images. It's going to be some tricks like you'd see in intros and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
As
Yeah,
for
I'm looking forward to that.
as for the color of the suit, you think it should be like a lime green or
The color of the suit,
dark green?
yeah, lime green. Lime green is exactly what I was thinking. I think, like, I don't know exactly why, but I think it was because of the Zentai dating scene that I saw. One guy was wearing the bright green. Um, one was wearing the bright green suit, and I think the other was wearing either the same color or a purple or like a fluorescent purple almost. But I don't know. Lime green does seem iconic for these kinds of suits. Oh, because of green screens. That
Oh,
might be why.
yeah. Like, Hinchi would be in the background of a green screen
Yeah.
doing all the effects, toppling over
Yeah.
himself just to pull a graph. If one of his bosses had a
So, like,
meeting.
yeah, I'm thinking now, how would Selma's acting be different? How would Selma act differently?
Um,
She might interact. No. Hmm.
I think maybe keep Hinchi's animations similar.
Yeah, Henshi's animations will be similar, but Byron's and Selma's will differ.
Mm-hmm. Someone might be crying at Hinchi to fix the thing, and then when that doesn't work, she'll be yelling.
If Byron throws money at Henshi, Selma might throw her fan.
Mm-hmm.
She might do something like a Mai Shiranui kind of thing where she throws her fan and then pulls another one out of her dress and throws it at him, pulls another one out of her dress,
Right.
throws it at him, just repeatedly. She just has an infinite supply of those fans.
Mm-hmm. Everything else is going to be on a single layer except for the mask $. I mean, I feel like this is such a simple character that having multiple layers for most of the things make no sense.
Yeah.
Except for the $, because the $sign will change.
I tend to animate on like 20 layers, but when the animation is finished, it's compressed down to a single layer
Mhm.
GIF or yeah, like either a GIF or a movie file.
I'm trying to consolidate these when I can. There we go. I think that would be a good screenshot. If for some reason you actually see the parents of these two, the father has one singular curly Q hair. and it is the most immaculate curlicue you have ever seen. He might even fashion it into a little hair piece.
Yeah, a single strand of hair that becomes his whole head of hair.
Yep.
Or a single spaghetti, a single like string of spaghetti going zigzagging across a bald head.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first extreme pose with the mustache way out, and the second
I
extreme
didn't get
pose.
the name right.
Oh,
On the post. Ignore the post. Deleting the post. Delete.
oh, emergency alert. Extreme cold resulting in high power demand. Ooh, rotating power outages. Okay,
Ooh.
so I might end up dropping suddenly.
Okay, and if you do, totally understand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and apparently they're trying to fix that situation with the power grid here
Uh-huh.
by connecting to Louisiana and Florida and all that. Basically, not fixing the problem, but
Mm.
circumventing it.
Yeah.
The reason why we can't connect to the national grid is they're like, oh, regulations? We don't need no stupid regulations. That wastes money. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm suddenly reminded of this one country that went like, I don't know what exactly they did. Like part of what they did was going entirely solar and wind, but some part of what they did caused them to create to have so much of a surplus of power that they can just give it to the neighboring countries.
Mm-hmm.
I need to see if I could find that again.
Like, it makes no sense in Texas to not have that.
Mm. Yeah, there's so much. It's usually pretty hot and sunny down there, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And possibly windy. I don't know how the
Yeah.
wind is down there. Okay. So yeah, solar and wind uh, provided that the wind isn't so dusty that it would jam a
Right.
wind generator.
And there are a lot of just open space in some areas where you could have solar farms or whatnot.
Hmm.
Anyway. Oh, no, not Steve. Don't want to play Oblivion right now.
Let's see, 15 frames. Half of that is 7.5. So I guess 8 would be the middle. Yes, 7 this way, 7 that way. Good. Let's make a blank here and have a pose with the mustache curled all the way in. Oh, no, not mustache color, outline color. And do display the previous keyframes.
Not gonna lie. Once I get some things set for all this, could have some funny pictures of Hinchy. Him as the cab driver with the cap hat, the mask.
Yeah. The cast is small enough that every character can have basically a little spotlight on them.
Mm-hmm. probably should have done a single layer for the eyes. It's alright though. I think for just a simple eye blink, it'll just be a 2 frame kind of thing. Well, 3 frame.
Yeah.
Midway and then close.
Yeah. It just needs to be noticeable that their eyes do blink
Mm-hmm.
and that they're not like some kind of unblinking robot or zombie or something.
Oh, you don't want that? We're doing a little bit of cheating here. But not too much. And with the pictures of Henchy, I will make it to where it's like a painted version. Henchy is the real MVP with these two.
Yeah. He earns his keep.
Yep. Then and last frame. Oh, Bambi. She's twitching her foot. In her sleep.
Chasing dream.
Yep. Chase and dream all the way. There we go. Oop.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah. I remember seeing a video about what was it? It was a visual novel based on the party game Werewolf, and I feel kind of weird about these games because like back in 2003 or so, I introduced some of my friends to Werewolf when I stumbled upon a website that was just it was all text and it was just started with the title Werewolf, a party game. Oh hey, Phoenix is here. I hope Stax is
Phoenix.
going well. Yeah, we're both doing a little something. I'm doing a little animation, and Butterflies. Well, we figured out a little bit more about Byron and Selma in that they won't actually do the painting themselves. They have they have some hired help, and his name is Henchy, and he wears a Zentai suit, so he's basically not supposed to be perceived by anyone, but he's very obviously in a bright lime green. And he wears a mask to show what role he's playing. And
Like
yeah, like we've decided that when either of them is losing, they throw things at him. Like Byron will open up his suitcase and start throwing money at Henchy to try and make him paint harder, and Selma will start throwing her fan at him like Mai Shiranui from King of Fighters. But yeah, I'm doing a little animation of him just laughing and like doing sort of his winning when he's winning a match kind of an animation.
Hmm.
So he'll be like laughing and taunting his opponent kind of thing. His mustache will be curling in and out while he does.
Yep. I might do a more in depth version of Selma as well on this.
Hmm.
But no, I just I'd like to think when he get applied for the job, he's like, "No, my name's Bill Hinchy."
Yeah. Like they just decide right then and there that his name is Henji.
Yep, and it sticks.
Or maybe even beforehand they decided they needed to hire someone and that his name would be Henchi. Like they would name him Henchi, like naming a pet.
Yep, he's their pet, but
But
they
yeah,
pay him fairly.
they pay him well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he wears multiple masks, but he earns them.
Hmm.
Like, I feel like this is a good opportunity to have paintings of Hinchy.
Would
Hinchy will be.
Henchi paint himself?
I mean, he might. That might be one of the paintings, so I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, we haven't quite figured out what the what everyone's paintings would be. Well, we figured out a couple of people's.
Mm-hmm. Hot
They're
dog
good,
buns.
medium, and bad paintings.
Yeah.
Kaleidoscopes are going to be absolutely crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should do maybe we should do
Neon.
shader stuff for
Neon
Kaleidoscope.
colors.
Hmm.
All neon
Oh,
colors.
and one of them's just gonna have to be like it's so detailed that you can't see it on your meager human screens. It can't be displayed on today's technology. So it's either just like a censored image or like a it'll look like a hole in the screen or something.
Mm-hmm. It's painted with ooh, one of them might just be painted with the most like blackest blacks.
Vanta Black.
Yes, and then other black colors and all this and that. Where maybe if you saw it at the right light, you'd see the whole thing, but it's just a void if you look at it.
Yeah. Or it makes people go insane when they
Mm-hmm.
see it. Makes people temporarily lose their minds.
Mm-hmm.
The impossible colors.
Yeah.
Hmm. I imagine like what would the Cyclops' ones be? Because she has extra cone cells, but that means she similarly would be able to paint in colors that others wouldn't perceive. Maybe she'll paint stuff that looks like just a gray square. It'll look really plain to everyone else, but it'll look really good to her.
Mm-hmm.
And there would just be like maybe one Cyclops judge that can actually see them, that can actually see the painting and vouch for her.
Or galaxy paintings.
Hmm.
Thinking about like how those in Outlaw Star look, the multiple
Yeah, yeah.
colors.
Colored space.
Mm-hmm.
There could also be. I'm also thinking like um the ways that bees can see extra colors in flowers. You might do like nature paintings.
Ooh, that could be a good medium. Or no, the galaxy one might be the medium. The flower
Yeah.
might be the um, first one. And
Okay.
maybe for the worst, a rainbow.
I want to say for the worst, a gray square,
Yeah,
like a gray rainbow. Only other
a
Cyclopses can see the
rainbow.
colors in it. Yeah.
It's a rainbow just made of gray squares. How about that?
Yeah. And
And
only of the colors that or of the colors that only Cyclopses can see.
and maybe I'll add the added detail of it actually being different variations of gray. Just very hard to see.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
Just a toy with people.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. That That does happen quite a lot. I got a an alert from my province saying that I might end up having a random power outage, which means I should probably save my work.
Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea on my end.
I remember working with this one person recently on Discord, teaching them how to do video editing in Blender, and I actually had a timer set aside to be like, okay, we better save. It's been 5 minutes. Let's save.
The variations of paintings. Yeah, we're gonna have variations based on how they do in the game.
Yeah,
Just simple, good, average, bad. Oh, oh no, it's just terrible all
summer
over.
too.
Um, I prepped for winter storms today, both me and my mom. Some yard work
Yeah,
and all that fun stuff.
it doesn't. It's never gone down to -40 there, has it? I know it's
No.
gotten down pretty low. Yeah.
Oh, the world would be ending here if it went to -40. That winter freeze was like maybe in the negative single digits at best, and that's Fahrenheit.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, negative Fahrenheit is still below freezing in Celsius
Mm-hmm.
because 32 is water freezing temperature, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's not pleasant, not fun unless you've got ski gear.
Nope. What I
It's been
got,
storming a lot here too. Hmm.
like those catering candles that you'd see under trays?
Oh, like tea candles?
Almost, but they're a little bit bigger.
Okay.
So I've got those, and I've got terracotta pots. So if the power goes out, I've got terracotta heaters.
Hmm.
I've got safe places where they could be, so.
I remember when the Wii was new. Um, I remember bringing it to a friend's house and forgetting to bring my sensor bar with me. So what we did instead was we just lit a whole row of tea lights and placed them in front of the TV and let that be our sensor bar. It worked. Any sort of source of infrared light will work, or heat in that case.
That's weird. But hey.
All right, we got a couple of in-between frames done here. I've got this thing going where I have the mustache out and the mustache in. So I'm just kind of I'll do one frame in between and then duplicate it for the before and after.
Mhm.
So I actually only need to do half the work that I think I need to do while drawing this mustache. All the other details will more or less be static, so they'll be easier to just move around with the rest of the face.
Yeah.
The hair on top I might want to animate a little bit too.
I will maybe do Selma's thing here too.
Okay.
She doesn't have stars in the eyes, but she has nice curly hair that won't
Yeah.
bald.
She tries to look a little bit more composed.
Mhm.
Like even when she laughs, she sort of has her fan over her face. And her dress is touching the floor. I think we can do something with that too.
Mm-hmm.
Like we could probably have her trip over the dress somehow
Mm-hmm.
under some conditions. Yeah, these characters are just they spark a lot of ideas. this and move it over there.
Like, these people might be well off, but not too well off that they have multiple servants.
Mm-hmm.
But they act like they have multiple servants.
All they got is Henchy, but Henchy puts on a bunch of different masks.
Yep, literally. And we're not even focused on any of the anatomy of the rest of her body. It's just dress. It is
Yeah, okay.
it is dress.
Her body could basically be a liquid that is the dress.
Right.
One thing I really like about 2D animation is you can make a lot of mistakes and still have the final animation come out looking pretty good.
Right.
At least the way that I do it, more or less flipbook style.
Mm-hmm.
Flipbook plus technology. Because you can undo things and duplicate frames and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Maybe she has an S on her little, around her little fur thing, sash
A
thing.
little dollar sign.
Well, for,
Oh, for Selma.
yep.
I'm suddenly reminded that I think Dragon Quest IX, the online shop in Dragon Quest IX, the person there's name is Selma as well, but it's Sellma.
Mm.
Just to be a little extra on the nose.
Mm-hmm. I love the music from the shop there on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Sounds like a rowdy bar. Kind of.
Yeah.
She's just kind
I'm
of
trying to
holding.
remember if that was used
Hmm.
in multiple games, because usually there are references, but I'm not sure if I remember it right. The music that's coming to mind right now is the place where you fuse monsters in the DQM games.
Mm-hmm.
Do 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 do.
There we go. She's kind of holding her fan to the side a little for right now.
Yeah. Yeah, Dragon Quest. Well, the song that I'm thinking of is from Dragon Quest Monsters 3, The Dark Prince.
And I'm just
And
thinking,
the other one is from Dragon Quest 9, The Sentinels of the Starry Sky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something like
Sentinels of
that.
the Star Sky.
That is a depressing game. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, oh, could anything get any worse? And then it just gets worse.
Yeah. None of these fig scenarios turns out the way you think it will.
Hmm.
None of them is like a happy ending. At least not 100%.
Right. Like the one town that has the plague that happens, and then that one person gets sick. It's like, no! Like, I feel
Yeah, I
like
remember
that's
the
when
the
it
bath town.
starts to get bad.
Yeah, yeah. I remember there was the bath town, and there was like the Pig Pimples Magic Academy,
Hmm.
and there was some after the end stuff as well. Like I remember most of my time actually being spent in the after the end stuff because we were trying to get to. I was playing with at least four other or three other people. I have actually a spiral notebook full of little notes that I took on the treasure maps that you can get,
Hmm.
like which ones contain king metal slimes, and which ones have a chance at giving you um, particularly powerful equipment, or which ones have certain bosses that we'd want to fight again and again. And yeah, we spent most of our time just like taking notes on that until someone found like a tool online that lets you basically shortcut the whole process.
Hmm.
I think at some point, if you find something called like a level 67 Dour Crypt of Fear or something like that, then that's the last map you'll ever need because it has like all the best treasures and a whole line of Metal King slimes and stuff like that. So you get all the EXP that you want. Although I think for a lot of players, they would just find that very first place where liquid metal slimes show up and
Hmm.
just grind those to level 99. I didn't have the patience to grind all the classes up to level 99, so I think I just took the one that I started with, the Luminary,
Hmm.
with the fans and the fire spells, and they use fans as weapons and they learn some fire spells and um shoot, what was the really good thing they did? I think they could max out their party's attack or something like that.
Hmm.
But yeah, it either max out their party's attack or max out their critical or something like that.
Oh, there was one town I remember that was kind of horrifying. That the princess was acting a little bit weirder than normal.
Hmm.
And come to find out, she wasn't feeling good and she had a doll there. And the doll became sentient.
Mm.
And suddenly, the doll was the princess. And.
Aha. Yeah. Okay. An evil spirit had taken her over, basically, right?
Well, no, basically the doll was acting as the princess in her. Since the princess technically died.
Ah. Okay. So I don't remember that scenario at all then.
I remember it. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, gee, can anything get any worse? Oh, it gets
And
worse.
then it does. Yeah. Oh, whoops! Didn't mean to fill it with that color. This color. That duplicate frame. Move it over near the end.
And maybe these two are twins. One looks a little bit younger via the power of maybe money and anti aging stuff.
Yeah. One of them put some of their money into anti-aging technology.
Hmm. And on their banters, maybe Byron's like, "You're older than me." Oh, what do you mean? I'm not a day over 20.
A bit like Komei and Kotaki.
Mm-hmm. Oh, exactly
I'm
like
only
that.
400 years old. I'm only 380 years old. We're twins. What are you talking about?
Yep. The fact that they have halos and they're going up for judgment.
Yeah.
Looks fine. Flipped. How does this all look flipped? It looks fine.
Yay.
See? Looks fine flipped, so that's good. Always flip your artwork because things will look different.
hmm The only time you don't need to flip your artwork is if you're using a mirror, if you're using a mirroring tool, so it'll look identical.
Mm-hmm.
My YouTube keeps bugging out today.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like the page they might have changed something about the YouTube page. I don't know if it's the same with the app, but yeah, the page does seem to be a bit more bloated lately.
Maybe they're trying to
Slower loading,
do more ad
anti-ad
block.
block kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
And I'm sorry, but just leave people who use ad block alone.
Yeah. It's more expensive. At least I get the impression that it's more expensive for them to fight ad block than to just like try and find better ways of monetizing.
Mm-hmm.
Because like people have outside ways of monetizing now, like with Patreon and Coffee and stuff.
Hmm.
And YouTube could integrate stuff like that.
And paid
And I mean they kind of
promotions.
do. Yeah. Like there's super thanks and there's memberships and stuff
Mm-hmm.
for people who don't want to do the whole YouTube Red thing.
Which, yeah, I get that because I personally refuse to pay for YouTube just because.
hmm And I don't know, like if YouTube ultimately ends up being an unprofitable business, like one that can't survive, there's things like IPFS that let you host video on basically um, kind of a space sharing service. And like there's something like, well, not exactly free, but free storage for videos. There's people who can self-host their videos. Like I know a couple of YouTubers that actually do tell people to just view my videos on my own site because either they're uncensored, or I can make longer videos, or I can make higher quality videos. For whatever reason, they just start hosting the videos on their own site rather than on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's where the complicated part of drawing a mustache begins. Right at the top where the curls start to really get up there.
Mm-hmm.
This is the bottom of the mustache. Here's the top. Hopefully that'll fill nicely. Top of the mustache there, bottom there. Up and around and down and over like that. It looks very confusing when it's not colored in.
Right. There we go. Let's see how. Yeah, proportions are pretty similar. Oh. Hmm.
So it could be for Byron, his mustache will be sort of an extension of his emotions. For Selma, it could be her dress.
Mm-hmm. Like the more she sings, she just turns into a puddle.
Yeah. If she gets angry, then it could splash around like wine being spilled everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And when she laughs, it could effervesce, like sparkling,
Mm-hmm.
like a sparkling drink, like a soda.
Yeah.
Okay, so mustache frames are all drawn. Now I have to shift them around a little bit to match his position as he's laughing. So this one's fine as is. This one moves up a little bit.
And of course, the S is golden, because why wouldn't it not be?
Hmm.
You want her to wear silver? Huh. I don't think she would ever wear silver. White
Never
gold.
settle for silver.
Yeah. White gold, maybe.
Yeah.
Platinum, a definite.
See, that I'm kind of wondering, like, would you wear platinum if you think the people who see it might confuse it for silver?
You know, maybe so. But then again,
If you really wanted to give off that wealthy look,
right. But then again,
you'd have to. Then again,
um, they might be the type to flaunt it and just go, oh, it's expensive.
yeah, I guess that's the trade-off. It's either you either you either want to be the person who says actually it's platinum, or you don't want to have to clarify to everyone who thinks it's silver that it's platinum.
Hmm.
So it'd be easier to just assume that it's gold. White gold is nice.
Yeah. White gold and
Um,
pink gold. I'm not too big on yellow gold,
yeah,
personally.
I haven't seen much of. I haven't seen much of either. Most of what I used to have a silver and amethyst ring, but that was stolen from me.
Ah,
It was supposed to be it was supposed to be like for good luck in business or something. Like my mom got it for me, and unfortunately I didn't have like a secure like ring box or a safe to put it in. So eventually one of my roommates just snuck into my room and took it.
oh, that's just horrible.
Mm. All right, mustache animation done. Time to get the rest of the facial details in there. Face details under mustache. Most of these facial details will stay still, other than that he'll probably blink once in this loop.
Hmm.
It's always funny how the mouth extends below the chin when she's
Right.
laughing like that.
Think she would be the one to subtly laugh in front of someone, but it's a subtle, obvious kind of
Hmm.
undermining laugh. Although she's probably the one to be quick to anger. Oftentimes,
Hmm.
I'm betting Hinchy and Byron are behind a couch when she's in her ranting, raving moods.
Yeah. I could just imagine him like lifting up Henchy and putting him down in front of him, and Henchy has the Byron mask on.
Yep. There we go. Oh, I forgot to add a little golden bracelet. I can add that, no problem.
Da, 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 da. Yeah, 5-frame loop. And this goes up a little bit.
There we go. All three of these goofballs.
Yeah. We inadvertently ended up creating a whole new character.
Yep. One could argue you were facing the same enemy twice.
Yeah, since it's Henchy both times.
Yep.
But it's Henchy sort of filtered through whoever's hiring him.
Yep. Just like to think they picked green because they thought that if they wear green, they'll be invisible via green screen.
Yeah.
But they didn't understand the whole green screen thing until later on.
Yeah.
And maybe then they still don't understand.
Yeah. I want to say like the stage Zentai, well, I guess they wouldn't be Zentai suits on stage, but the stage suits were like black like ninjas. But yeah, this would be done in the green screen era. Yeah, Phoenix Astra, the hair color was, I don't remember how exactly it was Bulma's color, right?
Yep, both of them.
Yeah, the range of colors that Bulma had in, was it the original Dragon Ball or did it carry over to
Both.
later? Okay. So yeah, like there was no canonical hair color for her. It could be the one color once and the other color in the next episode.
I blame paint mixing.
Mm.
Because it might not be easy getting the same color twice.
Mm-hmm. But the other colors in the series, they were more consistent.
Not really.
Okay.
Well, I guess so, but I think Bulma's was the one that stood out the most because
Yeah.
it ranged
I guess
from
maybe they just
green
couldn't.
blue to blue blue.
Yeah. I guess they just, yeah, if it had to do with if that was the main one that either that was the main one that they had to mix colors to get, or that was the only one that they had to mix colors to get.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it would have that that would be pretty difficult to do consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since for our visual range, green is, I think, green is the widest band in our visual spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
So there's so many colors in between, like yellow, green, blue, and yeah, just green and the surrounding colors. there's so many colors in there that we are more able to pick apart small differences in those colors than in any other colors on the spectrum.
Hmm.
And I have not been keeping on top of my
I'd
saving.
like to think though, Hot Dog Man's shirt is like a almost like a dirty yellow color.
Yeah, I think we were going for like a mustard kind of color,
Yeah, like a Dijon
maybe a
mustard,
Dijon. Yeah,
and that's why it looks greenish. It's
yeah,
just,
and especially in contrast with red.
hmm. I wanted red, but I didn't want red red.
Yeah, we didn't want like not like Selma's dress red.
Right,
We didn't want too much of the same color.
right.
So we've been deliberately trying to pick colors that would give everyone their own um distinct color scheme. Sedan hot dog man. Yeah. I think of all the silly ideas, I think hot dog man's my favorite so far. For all the potential for silliness we could put into these characters.
I think the mad scientist is gonna be fun too.
Mhm. There's a lot of potential in all of these.
Mm-hmm.
See, I will have to try and post this animation onto Twitter, onto my social media once I've gotten all these layers done.
All right.
But I hope it'll turn out at least as well as these promotional images here that we've done for Byron and Selma.
Yeah. I think
How's it?
this.
You guys use colors to make character designs. I'm happy you think so.
Thank you.
Coffee Cyclops, yeah.
Yeah. The
We just
insomniac
figured a little bit.
Cyclops.
Yeah. We figured a little something about her today. We might elaborate on that in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like her good, medium, and bad paintings will either be like they'll be dependent on her having those extra color cones in her eyes, and perhaps not understanding that other people, that not knowing which cones other people won't be seeing.
Mm-hmm.
I think a little bit about how bees see flowers. Like they see extra something like landing pads on the flowers, whereas we only see the pretty colors.
Mm-hmm.
Bees see some kind of special communication in there. Like they have extra cones in their eyes too, in their compound eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, in order for her to win, though, there would have to be a Cyclops on the judging team so that they can at least see what she does.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, Dr. Kaleidoscope or Professor Kaleidoscope? Was
Uh,
it Doctor or Professor?
it is. Hold up. I just put kaleidoscope. But,
Kaleidoscope. Professor Kaleidoscope,
yeah.
I think, probably works better. But yeah, Professor Kaleidoscope, he'll win just by like dazzling the audience beyond their senses.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Cyclops, the Cyclops girl needs a Cyclops judge to vouch for her.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to think kaleidoscope constantly when he switches his little beaker in his hand. He's a little part of him is like, if I mix the wrong set, this will blow up in my face.
Yeah.
So he has a permanent, just kind of, I'm smiling, but inside I'm screaming.
Inside, I'm panicking. So a very an unsure smile, a
Yeah.
smile with some unsteadiness behind it.
Yep. Like to think under that shirt there is a tie-dye shirt.
Yeah, you have to look closely to see it.
Hmm. But yeah.
See, I'm just doing all the facial details now for Byron here. Same, bro, same. Inside, I'm panicking. What is the line above the eyebrows? What is that like
It's like a wrinkle
forehead
crease.
wrinkles? Okay.
I figured give him some wrinkles on his forehead.
Yeah, okay. I see.
They'll increase if he lifts his eyebrows up more, but not be as pronounced, I guess. I don't know. I'd like to think that Hinchy just kind of gave up on his name, that he'd even changed his legal name to Hinchy. He's like, nope, this is who I am now. Might as well embrace
Yeah,
it.
they pay me well enough
Yep.
to just make Henchy my name. So you gotta make sure that the stars in the eyes stand out there. Nope. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Add this color. Byron eyes. Yeah, I was a little confused looking at it at first. I was thinking it kind of looks like a second set of eyebrows, but
Yeah.
it does make sense that they're there.
Good old forehead wrinkles. Like to think if Selma's angry, some of those will pop out, but not as bad.
Yeah. Oh, and of course the eye whites. How could I forget? I should have just filled this in blue and then drew the white stars in afterwards.
Hmm.
That would have been much easier.
I did the, yeah. Well, what I did was I just did the corners with the blue, and then laid
Yeah,
underneath it the white.
I saw that you're using a soft brush for it. I'm using a pixel brush,
Ah.
so I can very easily put the wrong pixels in the wrong place.
Mm-hmm.
See, the pixels, or the star has kind of a soft corner around it too, like so. Soft inner corners. There we go. Kind of works. eyedropper tool here.
And how Pinchy eats, he probably just lifts up the mask and whatnot, and it's just his face in a small little gap, but the mask doesn't cover that.
Yeah, okay, I see.
So when he has to keep the mask on, he just has protein shakes and he drinks it through a straw.
Yeah, just a straw going underneath the mask, yeah.
Yep.
So it wouldn't be like the drinkable Zentai suits. Although, yeah, you'd still need to eat.
Especially if he's wearing it almost 24/7.
Hmm. What if he even washes in the suit? Just the suit, he washes the suit while he's wearing it.
He's taking a bath with it on, and it's just a
Yeah,
bubble bath.
yeah. Yeah. What's even funnier, just, he has a shower cap on over the suit.
Yes.
And of course, the obligatory rubber ducky.
There has to always be a rubber ducky. That is a necessary thing. And he's got like one of the stretchy loofah things with a stick. Or the few times that he needs to be out of the suit, it's usually no one sees his face.
Yeah. We could just kind of engineer the scenario so that he never actually has to be out of the suit.
Yep.
Yeah, out of the suit or mask. I'm kind of reminded of another character. I'm not sure from where or what the character was exactly, but they would have just the weakest costume on, but it would fool everybody anyway. Like it feels like the costume is only weak for the viewer or for the player if it was a game,
Mm-hmm.
but it fools everybody in the world. It's almost like it's almost like the other similar gag I could think of was it was a Monty Python thing where they're pretending to be a shrubbery, and all they're doing is they're holding up two very dead-looking sticks with no leaves on them.
Mm-hmm.
But they're standing together and holding up these sticks, and nobody can tell that they aren't a shrubbery,
Yeah.
except for like one character that tries to call them out on it.
Mm.
I feel like I'm remembering this scenario wrong, but like, or I might be conflating two similar scenarios. But yeah, there's like one character trying to call out these people for being a shrubbery, and another character comes up and is going like, "Why are you yelling at that shrubbery?"
Wait a minute, a shrubbery!
Yeah,
Oh, we,
I don't think it was that same
oh,
one.
we shall say nee.
Yeah, I don't think it was Holy Grail, but I want to say it was a Monty Python that was like a calling back to the Holy Grail.
Ah.
It was either a Monty Python sketch that was calling back to the Holy Grail, or it was, or I'm thinking of a different game or a different show or a different anime or something, where someone just has the weakest possible costume that you could think of, but it fools like almost everybody in the area.
Mm-hmm.
A little tired on my sleep meds, so winding down. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a good gag, I think. I like if I can't remember exactly what it's from, I'll probably end up inadvertently copying it one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like most of the details.
Sorry.
The copy and transpose. Oh no, no, no. Yeah, yeah. In Holy Grail, they were they were pretending to gallop along, and people behind them were clapping two coconuts together.
Yep.
And how did that go? Like they didn't have the budget
They
to
had
do the rest of that scene in SFX, so they just ran with what they had.
they had the budget for one horse.
Oh, okay.
So instead of doing anything, they just got two coconuts and
Yeah. Clack 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 clack. Everything we make is inspired by something, even if we don't mean to. Yeah.
I just saw
So
something
Kate.
earlier today on reruns. It
Uh-huh.
was on Antenna TV. It was Jeopardy, and they were referencing The Life of Brian, where they kick into song at the end where they're saying, "Always look
Mhm.
on the bright side of life." Du-du-du.
Yeah.
I'm like, when I first saw that, I'm like, wait, this is how it's ending? But I shouldn't have been surprised because I saw the Quest for the Holy Grail before.
Mhm. Let's see. I've seen of the Monty Python movies. I've seen Holy Grail a couple of times. I think I've seen Life of Brian once. I've seen The Meaning of Life two or three times.
I haven't seen that
Um,
one.
all right, that's one we'll have to put on the old watch list.
Yeah.
Um, I've seen Monty Python's Flying Circus. I want to say I've seen every episode of Monty Python's Flying Circus because they were on TV, and I think they were showing them sequentially,
Mhm.
but they might have left some out. And I know some of the really later episodes weren't that good in quality because the team was. I get the impression that the team was getting burnt out. They're running out of ideas,
Mhm.
and I get the strong impression that John Cleese was starting to get sick of being silly, being this like doing silly stuff, and he wanted to do some more serious kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Like I felt like when um when Monty Python had that resurgence on my TV stations, on my local TV stations, John Cleese really wanted out of it. That's the impression that I got.
Mhm.
Because he didn't want people asking him to do silly walks and to reenact various like a lot of the funny Monty Python stuff. And I know there was a lot of conflict on which jokes would get into,
Mhm.
but like ultimately for the time that they spent together, they like they came up with some really unique jokes and scenarios that I don't think anyone could have come up with before or after them.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's like even in the book that I had that described all the skits that they did, like it I don't remember what the what the latter skits are. They're just so much less memorable than the famous ones.
Mhm.
I wonder how many movies they did. Like I'm sure there must be at least one or two more, like aside from Holy Grail, Life of Brian, and Meaning of Life. And yeah, they I know they did some more serious like I don't know if you could call it serious because it's still comedy. It's just like not nonsensical comedy. They did some like Faulty Towers. I think that was a John Cleese one. Faulty Towers with the it was kind of a sitcom kind of thing that took place in a I want to say a rental like like an apartment rental kind of thing.
Mhm.
And yeah, he played as Basil Fawlty of Faulty Towers. And I think he did some stuff with Blackadder as well, or that might just be Rowan Atkinson, like Mr. Bean, who took a speaking role in that.
Mhm.
My memories kind of melt together in around that era, around that time.
Yeah. I mean, I don't remember watching too many Brit comedies, but I do remember my grandma watching a lot of Benny Hill. So I just remember the chase music the
Oh yeah,
most.
was that a Britcom?
Huh? It was.
Was all
Pretty
right.
sure it was.
All I remember is the name and the theme song, Yakety Sax.
Yep.
Just
And
gotta
just
move.
the fast forwarded chase scenes.
Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3,
I mean,
4.
I remember what little I remember seeing. The comedy was up there for a British comedy. It was slightly raunchy, slightly dry, slightly just insane.
There's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Right now, duplicate these frames. Doot. Doot.
I think I'm good for right now. It's actually
Okay.
it's already 11:40.
Oh yeah.
What?
Been going for a little while.
Yeah. Sorry I didn't get as much progress on this, but got some.
Yeah.
At least a base for these two. Well, three.
Yeah. Got a little bit of animation done that I can hopefully post in a timely manner. It looks really good now. I'm tempted to post it, but I really want to finish the rest of the details before I do.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait to see it. Alright. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, FanX.
Yeah, thanks for dropping by.
Mm-hmm. And goodbye.
Bye.